Optic Gaming last night. Optic now having to fight through the losers bracket, going up against Luminosity, who is perfect in this tournament, 5-0 so far.
Luminosity perfect. Envy, the only series they've dropped is to now United, who we just saw move into our top three, waiting in that winners bracket final. They look absolutely perfect right now this weekend. What Envy will we see, though? The Envy that destroyed Optic or the Envy that did drop that series? We'll have to find out.
If you look at the main slayers in this matchup, my eyes, I'm looking at Slacked, I'm looking at Saints here from Luminosity on the other end. It's going to be the battle of Apathy and John, I think. Those have been the two stars. You look at the respawn numbers. John coming into this one with a 1.22 KD. Apathy right behind him with a 1.2. That's higher than both of the other players on Luminosity who are at 1.18.
And any numbers like that are pretty darn good, if you ask me. Envy, they look way better than they did at Vegas. That is more than safe to say. But now they have another tough opponent here in Luminosity Gaming. Folks, it is Championship Sunday here at the CWL Atlanta Open. Let's get into game number one. It's Scorch Hardpoint.
And this game is going to set the tone here for our best of five. The opening battle, as always, right in the middle of the map. Who's going to get first blood? It's Classic with the grenade taking out John. Apathy trying to answer back. Those jammer grenades are going to force him down for a moment. And this is Luminosity winning your opening fight. They will have control early on.
And you can already see the game plan from Slack, right? You want to flip these spawns towards a turbine side. He'll begin to put pressure towards this factory area. And winning that first gunfight realistically should begin to put on enough pressure for these spawns to flip. And there you see on your minimap, JCap, the first kill he got all the way out towards rocks. A perfect start for Luminosity in this game.
Slack going to be finally taken down. That's actually 4 dead. Envy going to have some room to breathe here, can rotate around freely. They're going to pick up as much scrap time as possible, though. Still 13 points remaining, and they're going to come in to this second hard point with about a tie score. You're going to see the final time picked up by JCap. Here comes a big rotation. Apathy has to stop Luminosity here.
Yeah, he's got 4 players about to charge at him and only 1 teammate there with him. What can Envy do? The first player flying on in is going to be Classic. He gets cut down. Slack there for the trade. They just outmuscle Envy by pushing that catwalk. They've got the lanes pushed out now with Saints still inside this factory. Nice job by LG to get the kills on rotation. And now it's Envy's turn to go for this break.
Taking a look right now at Classic. He is off to a pretty strong start. Going to be slowed down. Slack, though, already 4-1. Just picked up 2 kills. He's set up. He's a player to look out for because he was quite streaky yesterday. We saw multiple 9-kill sprees from him, an 11-kill spree at times. Saints, on the other hand, he's going to be the guy trying to just trade kills evenly, go for those multi-kills, and constantly press up and force that action.
I think another thing to point out, too, is Octane at 58 seconds already inside the objective. A formal type role for his team. As play has developed in Infinite Warfare, we've seen these AR players be the ones in the hard point while they let their a little bit more aggressive players kind of move around the map, push out the lanes, as you're seeing with the likes of Saints and Slack off the break of this one. It's LG currently up by 40 seconds, and these respawns, extremely important. Puckett, one thing to keep in mind, Envy is still undefeated in Search and Destroy this weekend. So you know LG know this. They absolutely realize respawn hardpoints are a must-win in this series.
Luminosity hasn't dropped a scorched hardpoint either. They've only played 1. But Envy, this is their first time on this map for hardpoint. They're off to a slow start, and you can see Luminosity. They controlled all of Turbine, but this is where Envy can make up ground. They've taken control of the hangar. They have a solid setup with 3 players inside. They have the choke points locked down. Luminosity, this could be tough to break in.
Yeah, they're going to use a Scarab. They're possibly whatever tool they can bring on out for this, but Saints gets first blooded. They only have 3 players there. One of them is stuck inside that score streak, so Envy hold that off with ease. That will bring this game back within 10. Envy absolutely keeping this one close, and the big thing is John has had a slow start to this game.
Absolutely, John not off to the performance like that we saw last night. Slasher, on the other hand, he started 3-5 on a 5 spree right now. 2 kills away from securing some score streaks. That bombardment can be so huge here on the drill. And
we've seen the Scarab get more and more use as of late there. Another kill onto Slack with it, as he's going to now be on a 6 streak, pushing towards this major alert if he can get this 7th kill, and it's not going to happen. The pressure from Deck just too much. JCap last here for Envy. He'll get cut down. Luminosity hold off the first push.
Luminosity, 30 points still to gather here on the hill. They lead by about 35. And it's going to be Classic set up first to watch this doorway. Picked right away by John. The headshot is going to land for Envy. So 3 players still in the hard point. The push being slowed down. It's Octane with the melee, Slacked with the K-bar, but JCap will force his way through. Envy with 12 seconds remaining should be able to pick up some final points before rotating once again.
And I was talking to some of the guys on Luminosity prior to this series, and there's so much friendship between these two teams. We've seen the banter between, you know, Classic and JCap before. I said, Classic, give me a prediction. He said, it's going to be a good one. And then Mud Dog walked over and goes, but JCap's a burger, right? He goes, oh, he's absolutely a burger. Right now, JCap doing what he can with this team. Obviously, the 2-time world champion, more than just a burger in his Call of Duty career.
Absolutely. I saw a tweet from TJ Haley. He said, you know what? JCap reminds me of Tim Duncan of Call of Duty.
Okay. I know who Tim Duncan is. I don't watch
the old guard. He was always just effective enough. He won multiple championships. And I was like, that is a very fitting sports analogy here. But JCap, you look at his numbers. He didn't have the greatest kills in the hard points against Optic last night. But overall in this tournament, he's above a 1.0 KD. So the man is carrying his own weight. But you have to look at the stars here. John and Apathy from last night were your 2 superstars. They are the 2 players off to the slowest start for Envy, and that can be worrisome.
Yeah, absolutely can be worrisome, and it's reflecting in the score right now as LG are up to a 40-second lead, and they're now set up for this new rotation. Octane snapping onto 2 players as he nearly gets the 2-piece, just getting him 1 shot now, and will buy himself some time to win that engagement versus JCap. Again, Envy finding themselves at a tough spot for this new hardpoint. FTL jump! Oh my goodness, nearly gets the beat down. That could have been dirty, but his teammate is there to trade it on out. 160 now to 101.
Luminosity won the first fight for the Turbine. That's how they pulled out to the big lead. Then they were able to transfer over to the hangar pretty nicely. This time around, it's Envy trying to lock it up. Classic causing problems. He was the only man there. Now he has 3 players behind him in support. Envy is going to get wiped. It's Luminosity with total control of the Turbine. This game starting to spiral out of control for Envious. They have to lock in this next hardpoint, Jack. If they lose the hangar, this game is basically done.
What I love from LG on this hardpoint is that they just decide to keep 3 players near the hill, and they trust Saints inside that factory area to hold off whatever pressure comes in. There it works for the most part. They don't gain too much time on this hard point. This is a key rotation, though, for Envy. They have 3 players in the hill, but look where LG are. They're on the far right of your minimap. They control the spawns for this. So if they get a good break here, this should be hard point over to LG.
Saints taking out JCap. Apathy answering back on Classic, and Slack is going to take out John. So it's going to be tough for Envy here. Just 20 points separating these 2 teams, but Saints is back in, Octane in the feed as well.
And there you see the spawns for Envy. They're having to push across this choke point on Skybridge. Thankfully, they have gotten 2 players in the hard point for the second, but Octane and Slack are there. The duo shut them down. And with 25 seconds remaining on this hard point still, LG can get quite close to that 200-second mark, closing in on a Game 1 win.
Envy, one last-ditch effort to contest. JCap and John trying to filter in, but Octane and Classic just too strong. Octane, we talked a little bit about Vegas and Luminosity's struggles. They finished in the top 8, but not where they wanted to place in that tournament. No. But despite a poor placing, Octane actually had the best KD out of all players when it came to respawn games. He is 20-11, definitely standing out for the squad.
Oh, and the guy's an absolute beast. There's been no secret since we've really seen him surge into the top tier of competitive Call of Duty from back in AW. Now, though, he's finding himself an opportunity to push towards a winner's bracket final, get themselves a top 3 placing here at the CWL Atlanta Open. A big reason why it's possible is this man right here, Saints, one of the most consistent players in the history of Call of Duty.
Classic just throwing his life away as he challenges the front, letting his teammate in the back, Saints, mop up the mess. I love the selfless plays that we're seeing here from the aggressive players, the backup AR, Octane, doing the damage from range, and now Saints, he continues to score. They're over the 200 mark. There's 13 points remaining here. I expect it to be about 210 to 165 as we rotate to the next hill. Saints staying alive. Envy's finally going to break through, but here's the next big gunfight. It's going to be at the top of your map. Let's watch it happen.
And we've been watching so much of LG, but Envy are absolutely still in this game. Through that whole rotation, they're still only down by 40, but at some point, they've got to begin to take this game back in their favor. It could start right now in middle, but really where I want to see it come into play is where we move towards this turbine area. Apathy, if he can earn himself this reactive armor, potentially bombardment and Trinity Rocket, that could be the key that Envy need to claw back into things.
JCap's turning up as well. He has active camo available for Envy. Meanwhile, Apathy has just been milking this time. JCap in your feed with another double. He's been flanking like crazy, and that shut down 2 straight pushes from Luminosity. We're about to see this game all tied up with just 1 or 2 more hard points to go.
And LG, they're deciding, let's just give this one up. We haven't been able to put any pressure towards middle. You can see on your minimap, the far left side, 3 players already near the new hard point. This right here, folks, could be the game these next few engagements.
I thought Luminosity would have already won by now. Instead, it's Envy taking the lead. Here we go, baby. 213, 207.
Camo.
It's Luminosity set up first, but here comes a camo JCap.
Has 2 players in front of him, cleans up 1. There's the second. 3 kills now for Envy, and Classic, he's near Factory. It's a clean break. Great use of the payloads, and now JCap's about to earn himself streak.
And he is 1 kill with this Scarab away from getting the rocket. Is he going to be able to pick it up? The grenade takes out the Scarab. John up top is going to trade out. They know where the pressure is coming from. JCap feels the pinch, but it's Luminosity winning the gunfights.
JCap breaks in with camo. Classic does the same back to Envy. There he camos in through Factory. Envy have no idea, and we're going to see a hanger hard point where it's going to be, what, a 5-second game. Some of the craziest comebacks happen on this hill. We saw it earlier this weekend with Enigma 6, and now potentially again if Envy can wind up closing this one out.
234 to 234. It's a tie game. Luminosity taking the lead here. They are 11 points away from victory. Envy has to get in, and currently it's Envy set up first. The hanger being battled for. 2 straight kills for Luminosity. It's Saints looking for the 4th.
Saints earns himself the reactive armor, which is going to be so important as they try to hold off Envy. There's only 1 more player here. I don't think it's going to happen. Saints gets the kill, fully streaked out. LG take map number 1.
Atlanta, put your hands together. There is no better way to start a best of 5 than a game like that. Luminosity, perfect coming into this match. Envy, they were the underdogs. They're looking for revenge. If you look back to Vegas, it was Envy versus Luminosity for top 8. Luminosity got the better of them 3-1 in that series, and they're starting off hot once again.
And Chris, that was a win for Luminosity.